Hey guys, it's Destiny, and recently we had our 2.1 live stream, and I thought I'd discuss the one and the only Aventurine. We're gonna be taking off the Acheron outfit for this one, and I have to put on my Aventurine outfit. Please let me know if you guys like it. I'll be going over reasons why you may want to save a bit of your jades to get Aventurine, and what value he can bring to the table from what we know so far. Before we get into it though, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite snack is. For me, I personally love Kit Kats, especially because they just have so many flavors, and I just like experimenting with the flavors they have to offer. Lastly, if you guys enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and now let's get straight into it. To start, let's go over Aventurine's kit to get an idea of what he'll be able to do. He's going to be our first imaginary preservation class character, and will be the secondary imaginary character besides Luocha, who can assist with heals or shields for teams. One of Aventurine's biggest perks is that his skill will apply a shield called Fortified Wager to all allies. This shield is also stackable. The effect resistance of all allies, and what's better yet, the effect resistance of all allies will increase when they have the Fortified Wager shields on them. This is a very useful way to resist debuffs from happening in battle, and in a sense, it's an alternative way of being able to cleanse a team, since you won't have as high of a chance of getting inflicted with debuffs because of the increased effect resistance from the shields. Some debuffs that I think we can all think are pretty annoying can be wind shear, imprisonment, and so on. This makes the shields pretty strong for protecting the team and keeping up your sustainability, as well as just the flow of your rotation. Whenever enemies also attack an ally with this shield, Aventurine gains a stack of blind bet. Once he has 7 stacks, he will unleash an AoE follow-up attack onto enemies. This follow-up attack is probably one of my favorites because he's literally dumping a bunch of coins onto enemies with the snap of his fingers. I love stylish characters, and Aventurine is definitely up there for me. What's even better though about this follow-up attack is that whenever it happens, you apply more shield to allies. So Aventurine has pretty beefy shields. You can potentially have infinite shields on allies, or at least very long-lasting shields. Additionally, in the livestream, it showed Aventurine actually overcapping on his 7 stacks that are required to do his follow-up attack. He goes from 9 stacks to 2 stacks after using his follow-up attack, and this happened after an enemy struck an AoE attack. So this can imply that you can get multiple blind bet stacks depending on an enemy attack, since it shows Yukong, Pela, and Dr. Ratio getting hit. Then Aventurine gained 3 stacks of blind bet. As for Aventurine's ultimate, it grants him a random amount of blind bet stacks and deals damage to a single enemy, and will also inflict a debuff onto this same enemy. This enemy will take increased crit damage from an ally who attacks them. So from what we know so far, Aventurine can provide stackable shields, unleash follow-up attacks onto enemies, debuff an enemy, which will allow the team to deal increased crit damage to that enemy, and also increase the team's effect resistance with his shields. Even though his full kit isn't officially here yet, I have to say his skill kit so far provides quite a lot of value for his own damage potential, the team's damage potential with the crit damage, as well as of course as a sustainability with the increased effect resistance when you have these shields on, and just the fact that he can have stackable shields. We also can't forget how freaking cool his animations are. I mean, look at these animations, they're just so cool. Now though, I thought I'd go over how Aventurine may be able to compete with our other top tier sustains. I thought I'd go over each of them, just their perks, and also give my opinions on each of them, as I do rotate which sustain I use from Luocha, Fu Xuan, and Huohuo. Luocha will be part of the first half of 2.1 alongside Acheron, which makes it pretty competitive for which 5-star sustain you might actually want to pick up. Luocha offers an emergency heal, an Abyss Flower field, which whenever an ally attacks an enemy, while this field is active, you will recover HP. He can dispel a buff from enemies with his ultimate, and lastly, he's also very skill point positive when you are playing him on your teams. Luocha is a great character for people to add to their roster for being able to keep your team alive and not having too many worries on the sustainability of the team. But one major thing I have noticed with our more recent sustains is that the additional perks when it comes to buffing the team in some type of fashion, which in some cases can make them have an edge over Luocha when it comes to team building and overall value. Huohuo is able to frequently dispel debuffs on allies, provide attack and energy for allies, which is huge for potential ultimate rotations that you might have not actually been able to do so before, and overall provides great healing and sustainability to your teams. Fu Xuan is able to increase the crit rate and max HP of the team, reduces the damage the team takes, and also distributes some of that damage taken on an ally to herself. And her skill can allow one crowd control debuff to be resisted each time her field is reactivated with her skill. She can also heal herself up in battle, which helps for her taking chunks of damage that allies receive, and she can also heal team members by a small amount with her ultimate. Now we have Aventurine, who is able to provide additional benefits to the team, which is the additional crit damage dealt to that enemy with the ultimate's debuff, stackable shields for sustainability, and of course his follow-up attacks. Him having follow-up attacks allows him to potentially have a more offensive nature when it comes to damage potential, where he can probably deal his own fair of damage honestly, help with the team's damage himself, and also keep your team alive. When it comes to all of our sustain options, all of them have really good value in team building. I personally see Luocha as a great all-rounder healer, as he can be placed on basically any team and be able to keep your team alive pretty good. Huohuo can also apply to this, but her skill kit is especially nice for damage over time-centric teams. Because of the additional attack and energy, damage over time characters highly benefit from more attack, so this is where Huohuo can really shine with them in particular. Plus the energy is great for a majority of team comps, as a lot of characters would appreciate the extra energy, except I guess for Acheron, because she doesn't really want energy as we know. Fu Xuan is also a great option for all DPS characters that want more crit value, and will be an even nicer option for characters like Acheron, since she can hold the trend market light cone, which can help Acheron get even more stacks for her ultimate. Acheron, from what we've seen so far, will definitely want a really good amount of crit rate, really good amount of crit damage. So the fact that Fu Xuan can help with the crit rate, this definitely helps out, and Fu Xuan of course has been able to assist with a bunch of characters' crit values, because crit rate is once again just a really valuable stat. In Aventurine's case, he will be really nice as well with characters like Topaz, for example, because of him having follow-up attacks. So they can have a pretty nice synergy, and honestly I find it pretty cool that they can work pretty well together, because they are both also from the same group, being the IPC. He can also work with Acheron as well if you guys were curious about that, since he can inflict a debuff with his ultimate, which can help her get a stack, and can also hold the trend market light cone himself, which when he gets hit, then he has a chance to potentially burn the enemy, and if you do this, then this will help Acheron get another stack for her ultimate, and just as a result, just help her get her ultimate way faster. The last thing I did want to go over though, from what we know so far, is if I recommend Aventurine. The answer is, it depends. If you're lacking a sustain and don't already have essentially all of our top tier sustains, I would definitely consider saving to pick him up for your account, so that you can have a great sustain who can offer really good sustainability from what we've seen so far, as well as higher damage output. For those who already have a bunch of sustain options though, you might want to consider a supportive option like a Harmony character for example, or even a DPS option if you're lacking those, which can honestly be Acheron, or in 2.2 we will be getting Robin, who is a physical Harmony character. So all in all, in my personal opinion, there are a lot of good choices coming very soon that will help all of your accounts become even stronger, whether you go with Acheron, Aventurine, or even consider maybe even beyond that, depending on who you're really interested in. Once we get more details on Aventurine though, I'll be sure to go over them, and also make sure to help you guys out with building him so you guys know what he'll more than likely want, teams, and much more. I could see a lot of potential from this character and have no doubt that he's going to be another top tier sustain when it comes to a meta standpoint, and also his design and style is just so good in my eyes. Like, it's literally amazing. His fedora, his sunglasses. Okay, that's enough for me. When it comes to Aventurine, I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring to the table, and I do think he looks really promising, and this could be a great option for a lot of our newer players to grab a new sustain for their teams. Do let me know though if you guys are excited for Aventurine to be coming out in 2.1. And lastly, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and I hope you all have a great one like always. Peace. Oh wait, before you go actually, stay tuned for Acheron videos. Those are coming very soon this week and I have a lot to show you guys. Okay, now peace. Bye bye.